We've got a website. We're taking a look at a GoDaddy website made by GoDaddy, a website builder. This is it right here. And you've been seeing a lot of these past few years. Wix.com, Squarespace, GoDaddy, and then before that there was a lot of blog stuff like WordPress. So you basically choose a template, right? They've got these pre-made websites, and then you can customize it to a certain degree, but not a whole lot. And this page is just their sales page basically. So we're not going to look at that too much. We're going to look at an actual one. The problem with a GoDaddy website here is it is just not very professional. Although it has some decent elements, like I like the navigation, that's fine. This logo is not visible. And as we scroll through and look at these sections, it's actually really incomplete. It shouldn't even be online. I would not go online. I would not go live, in other words, if my website was this, because it's very incomplete. Let's check out some inside pages. We have services, custom landscape, installation, fine, contact button, which is usually at the end, but it's in the middle. That's okay. Contact page, can't go wrong with that. About page, a couple points, and a portfolio page, some photos. That's basically it to this whole website. It's a 5-pager, many websites are, but it is just missing so much. And the problem is, when you make a website and you're not a web designer and you're not a marketer, you're going to end up making something that is substandard because you don't know what you're doing. You can look at other people, right, and see, oh yeah, they have navigations, they've got an about section, they've got a form at the bottom, contact page, and you can kind just wing it. But, you know, how is that a pro-survival business strategy? Hope is not a strategy. All right, and making your own website, if you're not a professional, is really a roll of the dice, and it's going to be wrong. Everyone who does it gets it wrong. There's always points missing. If we take a look under the hood, press Control U, take a peek, press Control F to find, type in title. We'll see that whoever made this website for themselves, a small business owner, does not know much about SEO. They might have read an article about it, but this is a crucial SEO factor here, this title. See the title tag? And that's where you see it, right up here in the tab. And it's very poorly done. They have the word landscape 3 times and landscaping once. It's ridiculous. Way too much keyword action in that title. That will count as a point against them when Google is assessing this website. So there you have an example of someone who doesn't know SEO, maybe read an article and just threw it together, and that's actually going to be working against him. That is going to be working against him. He's not going to do as well in Google search. Now, how would we do this title? Well, we could do, where was the service area? Was it Utah? So company name, vertical separator. Don't use the hyphen. Don't use this. You know why? You don't want Google to think that this is one word, like hardworking. This could confuse Google. It might think this is one word when it's not. So you don't want to confuse the Google. You want to be super clear and do the vertical pipe character. Utah. Leahy, Utah. I think that's how they say it over there. I think they say it Utah, the locals. Company name, main keyword, service area. Now this is a tad short. I want to throw in one more. Landscape design, contractor is a good one, professional, landscaping, professional, Professional landscape design contractor. Landscape design contractor. So getting maybe a little too full, but that's the idea. That's how you want to do your titles. This is huge for your SEO. This is going to make this is a big factor in how you rank. And if you're making your website on GoDaddy or Wix or Squarespace, you don't know what you're doing, you are going to miss out on opportunities like these, which would get your website ranking up in Google. Whereas in this case, he's going to get penalized because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing the complete wrong thing by stuffing the word landscape in here 4 times. So don't do it. Moving along, what else can we find? We're back here in the source. We'll do Control F, type in H1. There's 3 heading 1s, which is weird. We've got landscape done right. I will explain this momentarily. Landscaping done right, really? So heading 1 is the main heading for the page, this thing. You only want to have 1 per page, not 3. So that needs to be adjusted. It might look to Google that you're trying to game the system by putting multiple heading 1s, because there's only supposed to be 1 per page. What else can we find here? The amount of content is severely lacking. There's so little content on this website that it will get ignored by the Google. You need to have 500 to 1,000 words per page, and this site has like 150 words per page. So it's basically worthless in the eyes of Google. And it's missing out on having optimized titles for every page. If we go to services, look at this. That's a mess. Control U, take a look. Control F to find it, title. Company name, company name. That's a classic one with things like Squarespace, Wix, GoDaddy, etc., etc. The services page needs to talk about services. So they got to talk about custom landscape design, design build, installation, hardscapes, waterscapes, whatever it is should be in the title on this page, not their company name twice. So on the services page, they need to actually put their services in the title, but not a big line of them, not like a big list, just the top ones. Contact page doesn't really matter. About page, there we go. Company name twice. So none of the title tags are optimized on this site. So that, again, is an issue. Let's go back to the home page. It also needs more pages in general. Let's say we got 500 to 1,000 words on all these pages. It still doesn't have enough pages to have enough weight. So it needs a blog. We've got to get a blog going. I thought I saw a link somewhere. No. So it's a great idea to get a blog for the company. It gives you a place where you can put fresh content, because you're not going to keep making new pages up here, because this is very limited. You only want to put your top pages on the menu. You don't want to put blog pages up here. Like, you don't want to put 5 tips to winterize your lawn. You don't want to put that all up here. You want to make a blog, and then in the blog you click it, and then you have all the articles. So that's what they need to do over here. Get involved with that, get the blog going, because you can't get to the top of Google if you are doing the bare minimum. You need to make more content than your competitors, and the blog is a great place to do that. Business blog, week in, week out, get that article going, 500 to 1,000 words. And then, by the end of a year, 52 weeks, 52 fresh pages, you will be dominating and having way more content than any of your competitors, and then Google's going to notice. SEO takes a while. It doesn't necessarily take a year, but it takes months. So you can't get to the top of Google by doing the bare minimum. This site is the bare minimum. This site is actually negative, the bare minimum. It's not even normal. It's not even at 0. It's in the negative because it has all these mistakes. So if you want to dominate, get in the positive. You've got to make lots of fresh, quality content, put it in the blog, and then you'll be making more content than your competitors. So that's a little bit of the SEO with this GoDaddy website. And these issues are going to be this pretty common amongst any website made on GoDaddy by a non-professional. And I'm sure there's going to be even worse errors on other sites. I've seen some really bad ones, just atrocious. We were looking at one the other day. What was it? Hard. This is Wix. All right, another great example of a platform to build your own website. And we have the horizontal scroll, which is just makes me want to vomit. But the funny thing with this site is you land on it, and initially I'm thinking about the car, I'm thinking less about the flooring. So it's really doing a bad job of the marketing with the sales funnel aspect of this page. But if we scroll through, I mean, this is just not a website. It's a background image. It's so thrown together. And that's what these websites look like. They look like they're thrown together. This one isn't as bad, but the design on this is still completely lacking. So another reason why you want to go with a pro is you're going to get a custom website, tailor-made to you, not a website, not you tailored to a website. You know what I mean? When you get these templates, you have to make your design fit into it, whereas the design should be fitting you. So that's a big problem with these cookie cutter sites. And then there's all the marketing elements that you don't know about that should be put on a website. If you look around, you'll think, oh, I'll just put the about section, reviews, subscribe, contact form, throw in a contact form at the bottom, talk about my services. That is not it at all. You are missing out completely if that's all you're putting on the homepage. And again, if you're not a professional web designer, you don't know that, you're just going to copy something that you've seen, but it truly won't be a high converting homepage because you're missing a lot of sales funnel elements. The homepage has to be very finely crafted in order to convert visitors into customers. So the homepage is a sales page, it is a sales funnel, and if you don't have all the elements in place, people will land on it. They'll arrive, they'll come from social media, they'll come from searching on Google, they'll come from ads, and they'll just leave because you're not building desire, you're not building trust, you're not turning them from mildly bored to slightly interested. You know what I mean? And to do that, you have to have very specific sections to build that interest, to build that trust, and to get their reach. If you want a website that does that, Clear Imaging can help you. ClearImaging.com. We design wicked websites with fresh designs, and we've been doing it forever, longer than probably anybody else who's still around. And we've helped tons of American companies. So if you want your site done professionally, ClearImaging.com, we can sort you out. Just come on over to contact us and let us know.